Hi, this is Kathy DeHart with DeHart Construction Services, located right here in the Inland Empire. You know, we're a family-owned business, and today our youngest member of our family is visiting. Kinsey, can you say hi?
Hi.
Now, Kinsey, I have an important question for you. Where do you think food comes from?
A market store?
You're right. But before it gets to a market, we have farmers and dairies and all kinds of other people who make food. Do you remember hearing that?
Uh-huh.
And then we have people who have to keep the food cold.
And guess what?
What?
I remember we getting strawberries at a little market.
Well, Papa and I, we work with companies that make food and keep food cold and gets it to the grocery stores.
That's cool.
DCS is a proud supporter of the American Dream. For all of your cold storage or food facility needs, visit our website at chillwithdheart.com. Once again, chillwithdheart.com. Serving all of California, CSLB 949062.
What's up? We're live, everybody. I don't know where Jesse went. Hopefully he hops back in.
Yeah.
But we have a special guest. You guys, we're live with the Legs of War. We have a special guest. This is long overdue. This is somebody, when I first joined, got into this whole, social media, political movement thing. This is one of the brothers that I've been following for a very long time. I've seen him not only spiritually grow, he's kind of, what I would say, kind of make a path for a lot of people that don't know where to go as far as living in this world that's a secular world and still being true to being a Christian and a believer and a follower of Christ. And I see him out here doing his thing, and I'm always inspired. Every time I see the homeboy Bryson, I always see him right there, and I'm like, man, they're like together, and I think that's so dope, because when you could build a friendship, let me tell you guys something. It is very hard in this movement to find real people. And I don't talk about real people. I'm talking about genuine. I could come to your house and you are the same on live as you are in person. Like, you're the same person. And I truly believe this is one of the brothers right here, because I believe Bryson, tells the truth. He's a homeboy. So Sylvie, go ahead and introduce the brother, because I know you love all of the stuff that he does too as well.
Oh yeah, I love everything. All right, guys, this is Tyson James, the most banned rapper alive. He's banned because he speaks those biblical facts. He gives you that biblical discipline. He tells you how it is. He doesn't give you a therapist, So, Tyson, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am probably the most unapologetical rapper. Me and Bryson are right there, there, head to head with each other. Unapologetical, Christian, conservative. I put everything on the line, man, for God. That is a cause, willing to put it on the line for Jesus. If it wasn't for God, I would not be doing this stuff. I would not be doing music. It wouldn't mean anything to me. But yes, I'm Tyson James. I love Jesus, and I'm a rapper, and that's what I do, man. I used to do construction work about a year ago, and then God just started to move and things started to grow, and so I put the construction behind me and just pursued doing music full time. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to do it, but I'm getting some pushback.
That's awesome, brother. That's really awesome. So when did you officially give your life to Christ?
So I gave my life to God in 2004. I gave my life to God. I was 18 years old. I was lost. I was bound. I was a drug addict. And I don't know why that thing keeps beeping. Sorry, guys, but I'm trying to turn it off, but it's not turning off. But I gave my life to God in 2004. And God just set me free from drug addiction, from heroin addiction, from all kinds of disgusting sin. And from then on, I just started doing music. I never rapped when I was in the world. I never wrote a worldly song. I was always a Christian rapper. And I just started putting my politics in my music, and people liked it. And I was just being my genuine self and kept doing it. And things started blowing up from there. And here we are today.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Amen. Amen, brother. We appreciate you standing bold for your faith, because that's what everybody who knows Lexit, that's what we do. We always represent God first. And I remember you've been one of the outspoken one of the most outspoken people, you and Bryson and us and a very few others have been spoken about all this transgender and the alphabet mafia and all that kind of stuff. And I remember we received a lot of pushback when we were doing it since like 4 years ago, but now a lot of people are seeing what we were saying was right. And now I'm seeing a lot of other people are starting to post it because they're seeing that now they're just trying to ram it down our throat, and they're seeing it's just progressing and progressing. But I just want to get your thoughts. I want to say that I appreciate that you've been out vocal just like us, brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like a couple years ago, it wasn't as crazy. It wasn't as like far. I mean, we saw it, but it just seems like it's getting so exponentially insane. Like I wake up every day and I see this stuff and I'm just like, why? How did we get here? You know, do you ever ask yourself that? Like, how did we get to us as humans? We're seeing the whole transgender stuff, and I know we're on YouTube. Got to be careful what I say, but we see this stuff, and it's like I don't even look at these people as human anymore. I think they're just half demons now. It's such a spiritual battle, and the church has just the church has lost it. The church has lost it. You can actually blame the church because the church doesn't speak out about this stuff. You go to your local mega church. You go to your local. Everybody got a mega church in their community. It's a big church. Go to it. A lot of people go to. You're not going to hear the truth because they sold out for fame, for riches. They sold out to bring the people in. Make sure we get the tithe and the offering. No, we ain't talking about homosexuality. No. Because my worship leader's a homo, right? It's just crazy. So I'm going to speak out about it.
Ultra sensitive. They're just ultra sensitive.
Ultra sensitive, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose.
Go ahead.
They don't want to. They're more worried about losing people in the pews. You know what I mean? That's what they're more than speaking the truth. But we call that out too. We and Aaron have been very vocal about that as pastors in the church need to get involved. That's why we congratulate those pastors that do out there speak up and come up. But yeah, a lot like you said. But we knew this was coming. Like all of us Christians and that read the Bible and all that, we knew it was gonna come to this. But just the only thing that surprises me is the speed as with that it's going to. Because I knew we have spiritual eyes. Like I was talking to Aaron off screen, and I was telling them that we've been seeing this because we have spiritual eye. We know what this is about. Like you said, it's a spiritual battle that we're going on, and it's not going to get any better. So anybody that's watching this is not going to get any better. No. It's only going to get worse. But like I always say, I'm going to keep fighting it until the Lord calls me or until Jesus comes back. I want to be fighting. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging, and I'll be fighting against evil with my last breath.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Trump right now. He's compromised so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I agree with Trump. I love Trump. I love him, but there's just a couple things, that is hard to look past. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of things I say, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can look past that. But there's a couple things, you know what I'm saying?
Aaron has a lot about that. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, no, I do because, and I'm gonna tell you why. I remember a couple, and I know Bryson, Sunni. There were some people I know when I came out and was kind of like just question some things. It was crazy, man. The amount of blowback that just from DMs, and I mean now I'm banned, but some of the pages I had that were bigger back then, I was like, I was kind of shocked. I was shocked for two reasons why, and I want to talk to you about. I was shocked because I literally was like, I'm speaking the truth. This is what Trump actually said. Like it wasn't that, like you said, it wasn't that I was like, oh, I'm dissing Trump. I want Trump to be gone. He literally said, the only people still getting sick are the ones that were unvaccinated. I'm like, dude, that's actually false, bro. Like that's a lie, right? So
that's really a lie.
Like that, yeah, it's stuff like that. So stuff like that. Where me and Jess were just talking about it. We're like, okay, it was like, I swear, man, it was like it was the end of the world. People were giving pushback, and even when it came to the LGBT community, where he started pandering, and we went up and said, hey, we're just going to hold our faith, right? We're going to stand by the word of God. See people like Bryce and other people do it, and Jesse knows this as well. We've had people that are high up in political positions say, "Hey, look, we love you guys. just like they tell Brad, hey, just tell them to calm down. You know what I mean? Take it down a notch. Of course, we're not going to throw people out there and stuff like that. But it's crazy to me when you go out there and you tell everybody these things, they don't believe you. Like, they do not believe you, and you're like, you guys really think that they're not playing this political game? Like, we're hired on people just telling you the Word of God says this. So knowing that the stuff that Bryson knows, and I'm sure that you guys are good friends, and there's certain things he tells you that he doesn't want to get into specifics on live. Our side. That's one of the biggest problem to me is our side, when they just turned a blind eye to everything that is right when you try to champion, supposedly be the group that is champion everything right. Like, they'll come to you and they'll be like, oh, Tyson, we love everything you do, stay for God. And then you're like, okay, but I'm going to talk about this. And they're like, well, yeah, don't talk about that. Just talk about the Democrats. And you're like, but this is kind of the same. And don't you hate that? Does that bother you? How do you feel about that?
They love you. They love the crap out of you. They will stream your music. They'll buy your music. But as soon as you come out and say one little thing about Trump, they turn on you, and they just think you're. And it's just like, this is why we are here. This is why, because you can't just sweep stuff under the rug. You have to. It doesn't matter who it is. You got to speak the truth, and you got to stand up for what is right at all times, you know?
Definitely. Like all of our conservatives, they're all with the gays against groomers.
Oh, don't get me started on them.
Oh,
man.
Don't get A-Rod started on that either.
Don't get me started. Okay. Listen. This is what they're doing. They're pointing the finger. Look at those transgenders over there. They're transgender. They're talking to the kids. They're indoctrinating the kids. Well, you got three fingers pointing right back at you, buddy, because last time I checked, you're a homosexual. And you probably either got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever you are. You got a girlfriend and you go out in public. What do the kids see? You holding the hands, you go to Thanksgiving, you go to family Christmas with your partner, right? And those kids see you. What are you doing to those kids? Those kids look at that. Basically, they're saying, oh, Uncle Charlie, he's gay, but that's okay. But the transgender stuff over there, that's evil. But this stuff is fine. It's almost more deceptive. It's almost worse, right? Because you're calling something that is clearly against God, you're calling it good. And it's horrible.
More political,
exactly.
bro. Like, it's more
that's
political.
Where we hold the line at. We always say that there's no compromise when it's against things of God. So it's whether abortion or that, we hold the line and we will not compromise on those. And it's been seen. Even we got a lot of pushback from fellow conservatives, like you were saying, when we were doing that. Like A-Rod knows, a lot of people hating on us. That, oh, you guys are posting that too much. Like I said, now it's opening up because they're seeing that now people are seeing that we were right. Now look, because you give the devil an inch, he's going to take a mile. They're playing with it. That's what happens when you dance with the devil. You play with sin. It's going to never stop. It's never satisfied. So it's just going to keep coming, keep going. Now you can't even watch TV. Every commercial is coming on that. You can't even watch Sesame Street. None of that. And it just was sad, though, the scene that the heat that was coming at us. You probably seen it yourself, and I know Bryce and all that, from fellow conservatives. That's what was like, whoa, was like disheartening. We're like, whoa, you guys are hitting us when we're actually standing what conservative really is. This is what the conservative movement, you know what I mean? But anyways, who cares? We're going to stand by it because we honor God. You know what I mean? So that's why I just take my hats off to all of us that have been standing bold for the Bible. Like A-Rod said, all this is all going to pass away, all that. But when we stand before God, none of that's going to matter. God's going to see that you guys stood, and we're trying to save the party from itself. We're like, it doesn't even matter number-wise. Like for less than 1% of the population, you're going to throw Christians, even Latinos, because Latinos are conservative in that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to throw all the vote, all of us away. We're making gains with the Latinos for that. Like, where is that coming from? You know what I mean? So we're even trying to wake up our own side.
But look at what's happening. Look at what happened with Bud Light. They decided to take the L, but you said 1%. But you said less than 1%. It ain't less than 1% anymore, though. That's the thing. They did a new poll. Whatever they did, 7% of the population identifies as LGBTQ. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, duh. No wonder why Bud Light did that, because they see it's exponentially growing, and they probably made the financial right move, to be honest with you.
Wow. About like I know one thing for sure is it's sometimes it's not even about money when it comes to these things. Evil doesn't care because money comes and goes. I think it's just no matter what, because I think the way we're looking at it, we're looking at everything from a money strategic point. Well, I mean, from a money point. And I think they don't care. They're like, we have an agenda. I don't care if we lose billions of dollars. We are going to force this down either way. And I think that's where we missed the mark. Even with conservatives, like you were saying, going back to some of our conservatives, they're standing up there and they're saying, hey, I'm against this, while they're wearing heels and all this other stuff, saying they're against transgender. I think in the bigger picture, it's so sad because conservatives, we're lost in this fake game of tug of war, thinking we're not fighting a spiritual battle. And that's just what it is. Because if you look at Bud Light like it's a money battle, it's not. It's a spiritual battle. They'll lose. You think the devil cares to lose money when he's taking all these souls to hell with him? No, he don't care. And I think that when we look at things as a spirit, in the spiritual eyes, I think that people start to see what the bigger picture is. Because at the end of the day, the devil knows that he's done, right? So money, he's like, yeah, whatever. And he's just going to use, because it doesn't make sense. It's like, why would they do that? But if you look at it from a spiritual point of view, you're like, I know exactly why they would do that. Because evil people don't care to lose money when they're taking people to hell with them. They're like, look, if we're going to shove this, people are going to like it. Maybe we might get some people to just be more comfortable with it. There's a lot of drunk alcoholic people out there will see a Bud Light and be like, I don't like that, but I'm a drunk. Shoot, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So they're going to do. So they're just going to keep on doing it. And that's just what it is. And I think that's why I love people like you, bro, and Bryson, because there's very few people that will stand and keep on doing what they're doing on their side, on our side, because we need to do that. This big old tent that we have, the conservative, now they're attacking Christians. I want to ask you this question, bro. Now they're attacking Christians. And Jess was just talking to me about this. He goes, bro, it's a full-blown attack on Christians. And now they're looking at people like you as radical. Think about it, bro. 10 years ago, they would be like, oh, he's not a real Christian. He's one of those lukewarms because he wears his hat backwards or he raps. Now you're a radical because they've gone so far extreme. You're looked at as a radical. You're looked at as a Jesus freak because how extreme they have gotten. You know what I mean? So I think it's crazy. But what I want to ask you, bro, is when it comes to just a spiritual sense, what can we do as people? Because I ask Justice all the time. Justice is like one of my spiritual mentors, bro. What can we do as Christians to fight back on that? Like as a community, what do you feel we could do? Is it stand up? I'll tell you one
thing that I'm doing with this whole thing that happened with iTunes and Spotify. I talked to a friend today and he said, you might have a case. You might have a case. And I didn't think about that. I'm just a little independent artist, just doing my thing. What am I going to do? Sue Spotify? But he said, you might just have a case. So that's kind of what you got to do. You got to, in my position, I have to do this. And I have to spend my last dollar fighting it, because if I don't, they're just going to take me out and I'm not going to do anything about it. So that's one way you can do it is take them to court and sue them, you know. But I would say that, like you said, everything is spiritual. And we have this problem in the conservative side where we look at things in the natural. And you're not going to fight a spiritual battle in the natural and win that battle. You're going to lose that battle every single time. So we have to go back to God. That's like my brother Jesse said, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to. We're probably pissing in the wind, right? But we are going to fight. We are going to keep battling. We are going to keep fighting because there's a few people that are going to get it. Small, because the path is so narrow, and that path is hard to find. But those few people, the remnant, that's who we're called to reach, man. And that path is getting smaller and smaller.
Super small.
Yes,
But go ahead and
I
talk
heard you.
about, brother, what they did to you, what your censorship and all that. Can you explain what they did or what's going on?
Okay, so I've had songs banned on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, like all the music platforms. I've had songs banned on there before. I had a song called Pedophiles. They got banned. And I could swear there's another song. I can't just think about it. I can't remember
Two
it.
genders.
But, Two Genders
Why
got.
would they ban a song about pedophiles?
Because my brother A-Rod. Because my brother A-Rod, it's the devil don't care, man. He don't care. He's just out there. He's like, yo, just tell everybody you're a pedophile. Shoot, I don't care. They ain't gonna do nothing about it. We'll just censor him, the devil says. We'll just censor him. We're out here. The devil's making people look like fools. Like you have people out here identifying as a grown men, identifying as a little child. People are laughing at you. You look like an idiot. But the devil don't care about that as long as he takes him to hell. So what happened was so I've had songs banned on Spotify, Amazon, and all that stuff. Someone called me and said, hey, your 100% transphobic song got banned. I said, okay, whatever. I was kind of expecting that to happen. And so I made a post about it. And then the next day I woke up and someone said, hey, Two Genders is gone. I can't find Two Genders anywhere. I said, okay, well, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. I really like that song. And then I made a post about that. And then about an hour later, someone says, your whole album, Just the Messengers, is gone. And I said, wow, that one really sucks. Okay. And then I go to make it worse. I go to my distribution, and my distribution company that distributes all my music to all these platforms, they send me an email and they say, we can't work with you anymore. We can't use you anymore. Now, mind you, there's only a couple distribution companies out there, major ones that you can use. From my knowledge, maybe there's more, but I know of only two that you can use, and I've already burned a bridge with one. So that was just kind of, when they said that, I was just, all the wind was out of my sail, like, oh, it was just gone. Like you get to a point where you're censored so much. Like I think of the hours that I put in making that album and making those music videos just for them. You're talking hours and hours, and you're talking weeks of work, and it's gone. So I'm just being honest, man. I asked myself, like, what's the point? What's the point if I'm going to work my butt off for it to just get jacked? And
get discouraged, man.
You get discouraged. You get tired. And this is what they want to do. They want to discourage. They want to hit you every single day with censorship, with strikes. They want to hit you where it hurts to get you to quit. And that's what the enemy wants to do, to get us to quit. It really, it's not DistroKid. It's not iTunes. It's not Spotify. It's the devil. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm sure that somebody can rap about killing a baby, beating on a woman, doing all this, and they won't get taken off.
Listen, I don't know if you guys know, there's this rap genre. It's called horrorcore. Have you ever heard of that? Horrorcore?
No.
Well, at your own discretion, go to YouTube and look up horrorcore rap. Okay, you got these rappers there. It's like all they talk about is murder, rape, killing babies, eating babies, killing people, doing drugs, killing women, chopping their body parts off, eating them. You talk about the most disgusting thing. Go look at it. It's still happening. It's still going on.
And they didn't get banned.
And they banned me. I don't even cuss in my music. I don't glorify doing drugs. But then, my brother, we got to look at it in the supernatural. It's Satan. He doesn't want the word of God to get out there, man. So he's like, let me just take this guy down. Let me give him Lecrae. Give him Lecrae. Lecrae talk about how blessed he is driving in a Range Rover. Ooh, I got the chain. My mama's so blessed. But not Tyson, because Tyson tell him the truth. But just feed him Lecrae, feed him these other guys, right?
Right.
They
And you
ain't
know what?
saying nothing.
You know.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ron.
Frustrating about that, bro. You said something, and me and Jess both looked like we know when you get to that point where you put hours in, you put time in, you got prayer in it, you got your family in it, you time away from your family, just everything that goes on with doing what we all do or try to play our part, and then it happens, and you sit back and you say, for what? Because sometimes you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because when one door shuts and all of a sudden this one shuts, and you look and you're like, there's really nowhere else to go. Like, what do we do? I think, to me, what hurts the most, and I've heard Bryson talk about it, when you turn around and look at all these conservative people, and you're like, I need you, and everybody's like, yeah, bro, better luck next time. But yeah, it sucks to get banned, and you're like, you know what, bro? To me, it is the most infuriating thing. Like, when I got, like, okay, I had 2-3 times I had 30,000 on Instagram. Not a big deal. I know people like the Legs of Page. We have hundreds of thousands of people. But to me, when you put time in, and then all of a sudden you look and you're banned, and you get like 5 people say, oh yeah, I heard Aaron got his page banned, and they're like, bye, and you're just sitting there going, man, it was a lonely fight, bro. We're like, I out there fist fighting people. Like, I was out, like, this is lonely. And then you have a few people that will sit there and be like, hey, bro, you need help? But everybody else will sit there and just kind of act like, oh man, that sucks for you. We'll be praying for you. And you're like, this is when we need to band together. And when I'm not lying, bro, like when Sylvie told us, hey, we need to have the brother on, did you know he was banned? And the first thing I thought about is a conversation that me and Jesse were talking about, where, can you believe that we were hit on IG for something dumb? Like, we were just hit. They were like, you're going to lose your page. And we're like you said, we start to look at all these other things, and we're like, how come they're not banned? How come this? And you're looking at, because when you start to talk about things that actually are real, the things that might make a change and make people change their lives to be better or give their lives to Christ, that's what they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear. And that just shows me that your music is what the devil doesn't want out there. He doesn't, because it's truth. And at this point, all Christians, all conservatives should band together and do whatever we can to play it on their sites, on their Instagram pages or whatever, and use it however they can, and scream to high heaven, because I feel like this is the time. This is what's important. This is what to stand behind Christians and believers. That's what's upsetting to me. Does that ever bother you when that happens?
It did bother me for a while. And then I heard something on Instagram. You guys have probably heard this too. I heard someone say that they did a video and they said, nobody's coming. You guys heard that before? Someone say that nobody's coming, man. Nobody really cares. And it's the truth, right? To other people's defense, everybody has their life to live. Everybody has their cross to carry. Everybody has their own problems. And I've been banned, and I'm like, oh, help me. But at the same time, people have their own stuff. And I've learned to just realize that nobody is coming. Nobody's going to help me. Thank you guys, man. But the majority of people are not going to help you. And I have to pick myself up by my bootstrap, just like you guys do, just like everybody here. We all have to do it every day. We got to pick ourselves up. Like, I get in the funk and I'm like, oh man, this is gay, man. This is crazy. I can't believe this happened, But I want to just get up for the day. And then Bryson calls me. He's like, bro, you can't give up, man. You can't give up. You got to keep fighting. This is what the devil wants you to do, is give up, because you're impacting people's lives. So many people give me messages saying,
really are, though.
I get so many messages, and it's not me, it's the Holy Spirit. So many messages of people saying, you are the reason, man, that I am the way that I think the way I am, and I'm serving God. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm just talking, man. I'm just doing music. I'm just a guy with a microphone and a couple lights in the background. I do stuff, But the devil wants you to stop. And we just have to keep fighting. And I had to realize that nobody's coming. I have to be the man. I just have to because I do everything on my own. Everything, just like probably you guys do everything on your own. We all do it. I would like to have a little help.
Huh? I've seen A-Rod get banned 2 times in one day before.
Oh, snap.
2 times in one day. He made his Instagram. I tried to make his Instagram. I was like, bro, what do you like?
I'm just banned. My IP address, and I get it because I'm a dangerous person. I'm like, okay, whatever.
You actually are a dangerous person. Us four right here, I can tell. Game recognized game. The Holy Spirit recognized we are dangerous people because we're not playing their game. I ain't playing TPUSA's game. I ain't playing Charlie Kirk's gang. I ain't bringing nobody up on the stage that's a homo and pushing them and saying what's bad is good. I'm not playing that stuff. So they are not going to like us. I would like to have a little bit of help from Daily Caller because they talk about what is a woman and what is this, and they talk about all this stuff, but they got money, man. They got protection. They're protected. I'd like to have a little bit of that protection, man. For real.
But I feel you on what you said about feeling frustrated because I was, even A-Rod knows, like last week, I had to step away for a day. I was like, I'm gone because we got hit for some stupid nothing violation, and they're just constantly harassing us. Like A-Rod said, you put in so much work, you're trying to do everything, and then they just censor you, and then you see all these other leftist pages and all that. They have no violations, no nothing, and then even our own side won't even share us or help us. That's why anybody watching, make sure when you see conservatives or good patriots, make sure you comment on their posts. Comment, like, share, help, do what you could do. Or like Tyson, support his music. Don't just whatever. Buy his music, you know what I mean? Support, because that's why whenever there's a good Christian movie out, me and my wife, we go see it. We go see it to help promote, you know what I mean? To help them. The same way, good ones like you, Bryce, and all, make sure you guys go out, buy their music, and like I said, share our content, help us out, because we're like he was saying, it's like we're pissing against the wind. We have so much against us, and then even the censors, like, why they can't just leave us alone because we're speaking the truth, and they don't like what we say. We're like the only ones pushing back against the evil demonic agenda, and so, man, it's a righteously a spiritual battle. Also, keep us in prayer. We need lots of prayer because of this. It's not easy, and it does get frustrated, brother. You know, several times where I was close like that, like, what am I doing? But you know, the devil, that's how the devil is. He's throwing them little darts in our mind and all that. But the God, God that I serve doesn't let us quit, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I could go back to doing construction. I could make a lot of money, and I ain't got to work. I could put my phone away. I could put Instagram away. YouTube, I got to deal with these people, and I'll go get paid for the work that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'll go do that, but I can't. You know, I can't give up. I can't. I got to keep fighting.
Your music recruits for heaven, Tyson.
Thank you.
It's helped me a lot, and it's helped my daughter a lot too. Like, remember, I don't know if you remember the conversation we had. Like, my daughter looks up to you. She loves you. And when Two Genders came out, you had your sons dancing in there, and she was just like, the kids are doing it too. I was like, yeah, he has his kids going there. She was, I want to go to your next event with you. I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. Like you're influencing the younger generation, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think you should do a song about calling out our own side, bro, that doesn't do nothing. Because, like, look at even what is the ultimate, like, what are your thoughts on all this with arrest of Trump and all that? Like, that's what I was telling A-Rod. That shows right there, that's the ultimate, bro, that they are arresting Trump on some bogus old stuff. If they have the balls or whatever to do that, and the Republicans still don't do nothing, I told A-Rod, they will never do anything. These Republicans, we're watching, they're doing some today where they're arresting that. I don't know if you've seen that guy that leaked the stuff and all that. And then they was like,
the SWAT team, had everybody.
Yeah, he was exposing all the lies from the Biden administration, all this and that. Like, they're committing actual crime. These Democrats are committing actual righteous, blatant crimes, but they're getting Trump and conservatives, if the wind blows, they're getting us on any little old thing, and then our side does nothing. Like, that's what A-Rod said, like, they're not going to do nothing. Republicans don't ever do nothing. So, but we call them out. We try. We call out our own side. Like A-Rod always says, we're more mad at our own side because it pisses me off that they're spineless cowards. They don't do nothing, bro. Our own side.
They don't do nothing, man. How did I know? I didn't know the details of that, but I saw it on YouTube. They had like a drone shot footage, SWAT team, undercover cars pulled up, and I said, "Oh man, I already know what this is about." He was leaking stuff, and they want to put on a show. We want to stunt with the SWAT team, man. And then you got Trump. Hey, I ride with Trump in that way, man. They're getting him. They go get us too if they can.
They're gonna come.
Speaking of your song, bro, I wasn't a real big fan of like conservative and like Christian rap. I mean, there were some dudes out there with tight, but I remember when you did that MAGA Boys one, I was like, oh, that beat's tight. Okay, I was like, that beat's tight. I was like, I like that beat. And then you guys came out, and I was like, who are these dudes? And I started reading the names, and I was just like, okay, I know Bryson. What? And I was like, all right, this is cool.
Who's this cool boy?
I was like, this is cool. But you know, I think it's huge because it's talent. I'm a musician myself. I play drums. I grew up playing drums in the church, so I know talent. I know talent. So when you see somebody that God's talent, it's a gift that God gave them, and people don't understand. Like you said, when you put all this work in, it's a talent. It's a talent that a lot of people don't have, and you're using it for good when you could use it for bad. You know. And I think that's cool, man, and I think that's dope. I think you should do a song about the conservatives and talk about looking in the mirror. Flip it somehow. You know what I mean? Like just talk about conservatives,
them gays
looking in
against
the mirror at
women.
yourself.
Don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me. I'm gonna do it.
Hey, you should
do it.
You should talk about yourself like in the third person, like if you were a rhino. That would be dope. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm gonna drop names that people don't like the names that I drop, bro.
Because look at this, bro. They still haven't even gave the manifesto for that transgender killed all those Christians. Epstein list. Like go down the list.
Her plan.
Look at all this stuff.
All the kids.
But yet the Republicans do nothing, bro. It's just so frustrating, bro, because that's when we're watching these blatant crime. Even Obama, that's why even it pissed me off. If they had any heart, as soon as that corrupt DA did that to Trump, every conservative DA should have said, okay, you guys are going to play like that. We're opening investigations into Obama, Pelosi, Schumer, all Obama. Well, you guys are all under investigation. You guys are all opening charges on all you guys too. You guys want to play like that, but instead, look, what are they doing, bro? Look at how long this has been already and all that. Look, nothing. So that lets you know nothing's gonna happen, bro.
Nothing. I think that everything that's happened in the past couple years has kind of opened my eyes as well to the left and the right, you know what I'm saying? And nothing really happens. Like the Republicans are saying, yeah, we want to abolish the IRS and we want to abolish the income tax and all this. Well, why didn't you guys do that? You guys could have done that and you didn't do it. Now that you can't do it and you're not going to do it, oh, look what we're doing. We're doing all this great stuff and nothing's going to happen. You know, it's like, once again, we're just pissing in the wind, man.
Like I keep on telling, I'm going to tell everybody every single show we do, go back and like you said, there's some things Trump did that I'm like, there's things that he's done. Like what's going on with Trump right now is foul. That's just foul. Like, I don't care who you are. That's just foul. That's, you know, when you see Trump, you're like, don't do my boy like that. Like, I'm a little,
I know.
It's like when you're pissed at your homeboy because he did something dumb, but then somebody else is picking on you. You're like, hey, leave him alone. Like, only I can be mad at him. Don't leave the homeboy alone.
Leave him alone.
Like, you're like, leave him alone. Like, don't get him
leave
too
him
much.
alone.
You're just pissed at him right now.
I got him. Stupid. Don't be stupid again.
Let me slap him. So I feel like Trump told us back then. I think he said the swamp was too deep on both sides. And everybody's sitting here like a bunch of idiots going, don't worry. The Q people. But anyways, they're like, don't worry. Don't worry. He's laughing because right now there's a hidden army that's underneath the ground that's going to save him or whatever they're thinking.
No, right? What about this one? Trump is still in charge. He's still in charge of the military, guys. Don't worry. It's coming.
Trust the plan.
Trust the plan.
Well,
he's gonna be. I told A-Rod they're gonna do a meme. He's gonna be all in a jail cell and everything like that, and they're gonna say, "Still, trust the plan."
He put himself in there. This is all orchestrated. He knows what's going on. Yeah.
Said he put himself in there.
Yeah.
He's running it in prison. He's running it from inside the prison.
But you know what all that stuff did? You know what all that stuff did? It gave people a false sense of hope, and it made them sit there and not do anything. It made you sit back, and they're going to take care of it. They got everything under control. All of these sealed indictments they're going to come out. So what
You're
do?
on the money,
You
Tyson.
sit
That's
back
facts.
and you
Yep.
watch your TV, twiddle your thumbs, and you do nothing. So screw all that crap.
Yep, they thought something was going to happen. Some miracle was going to, it's all part of the plan. But no, you guys sat down on your behinds and you guys didn't do anything because you guys waited.
Even the Durham, whatever happened to the Durham report? That's how they did, like you said, to pacify us. But A-Rod's been saying that forever, that it makes us complacent. Everybody's just sitting around waiting, watching what's going on with Trump and all that. And then whenever there's only even a pretty good candidate over there is DeSantis, and then instead they're all bashing him, right? Like that's always started. There's a long list of other Republicans that you should be blasting before DeSantis. He's like our own, and then he's going to be around way long after Trump's gone. He's young. He's still going to be around. And on, like, why are you guys blasting him? Blast all these rhinos that ain't doing nothing.
They don't bash him because he's trying. Like McCarthy will come out and he'd be like, "There was no, they didn't steal the, what," and everybody's like, they're looking at Trump and he's like, "Shh, don't say nothing. He's the homeboy." And then a new what's his name? DeSantis comes out and everybody's like, "Boo!" And I'm like, did everybody just forget what McCarthy said? It's because he's Trump's homie. And that's what becomes scary. It's like, where did Trump start to embody this movement where he's like, okay, I'll tell you what you guys believe? Because the only reason why we loved him, because he started to talk about things that we loved. Remember when he came around and was like, we're going to bring God back into government. We were like, all right, okay. And then we've seen all these things. And all of a sudden now he's like, we love the vaccine. We're like, no, we don't. And he's like, shh. And we're like, okay. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, whatever, dude. We love the LGBT community. We need to be more, inclusive. And then we're like, no, we're not. Shh. Okay. So it's not even about us anymore. All the things that we believed in before, he's pretty much embodied and told us to hush it, right? And I think that's what's scary. I think that's what's scary, and a lot of people don't do. But I hope you do, bro. I hope you do come up with a song that's talking about our side, because I think if anybody could do it, you do it, because I think you just have this kind of way of catching the imagination the way you rap. It's kind of like, I think it'd be dope, man.
I'm going to think about that, man. I'm going to think about that.
You can also say that gays against groomers are also grooming children.
Oh, man. I haven't said that yet. I don't know why. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget.
Yeah, shit.
I'm going to make a whole song about them. Gosh.
Real quick, so what's the best way to support you? Like, moving forward, what is your game plan? What is the best way for anybody that's listening? Or because we're going to post this on IG as well. What is the game plan? I know you thought this through. You probably prayed about it, got with your family. Moving forward, what can we do to help you implement this plan?
Okay, so about a couple months ago, me and Bryson had this idea that we need to start our own thing. We need to start our own website, a subscription-based website where we own the website. And if you want to listen to our music, it's a subscription based, so it's $7 a month. So we made this website. All of our music is there. All of our videos are there. And it is literally $7 a month to get access to everything that we've ever dropped. Everything that's been banned on YouTube, on iTunes and all that, it's all there. And so I have a feeling that this is probably going to be the end game for us. This website is going to pretty much save us, because everything else, they're going to ban us.
Is it an app? Like a music app?
It's a website. It's not an app yet. We need to make the app. We need to make that happen. We need to create that app, but it's a website. You just sign up. Huh?
That would be dope if you get more people that have been banned, and then everybody just start coming over, bro.
That's what that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. But we got to start with just me and him. We got to start small. And as we grow it and we get more members, then we can bring more people on. And it's something where you can say whatever you want, as long as you're a Christian, and you love God, you say whatever you want, and it won't be banned, you know. But other than that, you could buy my music. Some of my music is still on iTunes, still on Spotify. I'm at Tyson James. My YouTube. Watch my videos. One thing I ask everybody is to comment and like it. Just like and comment. Take 2 seconds, like and leave a comment, because the algorithms, it loves the comments.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how you can support me. Buy the music, buy the merch. That's all we ask, you know.
That's what I just said earlier. That is so important to all you guys watch. That's what I said. Any influencer or whatever you follow, make sure you hit the comments. Even if you just put emojis, clapping emojis, whatever, get in the comments, get in the likes. Don't just see videos, because that's how you get, because we're also censored. We're so censored. So hopefully you guys get on that. But thank you so much for coming on, brother. It was a pleasure having you on.
Before you end it, I want to make sure that people have the website. The website is allccg.com. Allccg.com. I don't know if I said that. I want to make sure that I said that.
All right, allccg. Make sure you go support this brother that's pushing God, pushing Patriot for American First. We need to support good American First patriots. But go ahead. You guys want to say goodbyes, Aaron, Sylvie?
Go ahead, Aaron.
I just appreciate, honestly, bro, genuinely, I appreciate what you do from somebody that, I mean, I could only get on the legs of page now. When I get on Instagram, I do watch your stuff. I listen to your music. I actually listen to the words for a long time now. I look at you as one of the very few people that are actually influencing people the way God wants them to influence them. You, Bryson, a lot of people out there that are actually standing. It takes a lot. People don't understand. It takes a special. I feel that when you are standing for the word of God and you're standing up in this world like this, you are called by God. And I truly believe you are one of the very few that are called by God. And I hope that a lot of people do understand that they need people like this brother right here has a family. That they're normal people. I know a lot of times people see, influencers get on and they see them in the videos, but they go through the same struggles, same financial struggles, same mental struggles, spiritual struggles as everybody else goes through. And I want to say, brother, you're appreciated. You are appreciated, and you're in our prayers. My family prayers as well. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man, because I don't think we say that enough. Influencers to other influencers, people that have their own movements to other people. I think that's not said because for some reason people feel prideful or they want to have their own thing. But I've always felt it's a good thing. It doesn't make you look weak. Actually, at a time like this, it's time we need to band together as believers and support each other. And I just want to say you're appreciated, bro.
Wait, one more thing too. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put a question. If anybody has a question for Tyson, you can submit it, and then go ahead, Sylvie. But if we have any questions, go ahead.
Tyson, I just want to say thank you too. Like, you put things in a unique perspective. We have all these Christian, this music, it's all praise and worship. I love it and all, but you give me such good biblical discipline. You tell it how it is. You say, you don't hold back, you don't sugarcoat anything. And my spirit needs stuff like that. And I know a lot of other people are just like me who need that too. So I just want to say thank you for never holding back, for never compromising with the left, anything like that. So I want to say thank you for your music.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you guys for the kind words and the encouragement. Yes, we do need encouragement sometimes. That's a fact. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, A-Rod. I don't know, can't hear you, but thank you so much, and everybody. Thank you for watching. And remember, as always, Latinos don't have to be Democrats.
Right.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
Hi, this is Kathy DeHart with DeHart Construction Services, located right here in the Inland Empire. We're a family-owned business, and today our youngest member of our family is visiting. Kinsey, can you say hi?
Hi.
Now, Kinsey, I have an important question for you. Where do you think food comes from?
A market store?
You're right. But before it gets to a market, we have farmers and dairies and all kinds of other people who make food. Do you remember hearing that?
Uh-huh.
And then we have people who have to keep the food cold.
And guess what?
What?
I remember we getting strawberries at a little market.
Well, Papa and I, we work with companies that make food and keep food cold and gets it to the grocery stores.
That's cool.
DCS is a proud supporter of the American dream. For all of your cold storage or food facility needs, visit our website at chillwithdheart.com. Once again, chillwithdheart.com. Serving all of California, CSLB 949062.